Hey all, since Chinese New Year was 4 weeks ago, I thought this might be a good time to do another video about how things have gone since then. You may remember that the last time I made a video like this, we were talking about how this Chinese New Year was going to be different because of the COVID-19 pandemic. How not as many people were going to their hometowns as usual because of fears of spreading the disease or fears of being trapped if a lockdown occurred. And that did happen. Fewer people traveled to their hometowns than normal. Here in Shanghai, which has a lot of people from other provinces coming here from work, not as many people went home as would normally go home. And since then, work has started up again, school has started up again, and things seem to be pretty well back to normal. For one thing, we've gone back to having normal in-person classes. We're not online anymore like we were just before the Chinese New Year holiday. Some people were expecting that when the school holidays ended, they'd still want us online for a week or two just to protect against another outbreak as people came back from their holiday. But at least here in Shanghai, that didn't happen. We've been back to in-person classes now for 3 weeks with no problems thus far. So that's good. As far as I can tell, the holiday did not lead to any major outbreaks of this disease, nor were there any big lockdowns that needed to happen because of that. So, the holiday seems to have gone off pretty well without a hitch this time, thanks largely, I suspect, to people not traveling too much. And also good hygiene measures like washing our hands, wearing masks, all that same good stuff you hear about no matter what country you're in these days. And with that, there does seem to have been a bit of a loosening up of some things. Before, the community I live in was being very careful and checking everyone's temperature as we went in and out of the community. These days, they're no longer being quite so strict. Before, they had only one gate open to make sure you couldn't avoid that temperature check. These days, the gates are all working as normal again. People are probably wearing masks a bit less now, too, though you still have to definitely wear them in any crowded places, especially like in public transportation. At Shanghai Disneyland, the rule is that you must wear them in indoor areas, in any queues, or in any place where social distancing cannot be observed. Still, it's not super strict here, and we can mostly live our lives normally. One thing that isn't yet back to normal, and which affects me personally, is international travel. It's still not easy to travel to and from China at this point, which means that, in effect, I can't leave China because I might not be able to get back in to work again. So for now, I'm basically stuck here in China. Not a bad place to be, but I do kind of miss home. So, what's the next step from here? Well, there are vaccination drives underway here in China, but I get the impression that they have not gone as far as in some other countries. The latest estimates I heard is that they're hoping to have about 40% of the population vaccinated by the summer. That's a lot lower than the goal in the United States, where I know the federal government just recently announced their intentions to make sure that all adults are eligible for a vaccination by the 1st of May. China may be a little less concerned with getting the vaccine out quickly just because the pandemic has been pretty well suppressed here, unlike in the US where it was killing so many people. Still, vaccination might be the main way that we could see international travel come back to normal, when herd immunity has become so high that there's not as much worry about spreading the virus. Just like there's not much worry about spreading the measles virus today because most people are immune. So when will that happen? When will things get back to normal in international travel? I don't know. It could be in phases. It might well be that people who are working in China will be able to enter freely sooner than China will allow tourists to enter freely. It's also possible that vaccinated people could be allowed to travel more easily than non-vaccinated people. I know there's been talk about creating vaccine passports or something similar to that, so that people can demonstrate they've been vaccinated and that it's safer to allow them to travel. But, as far as I know, nothing like that has been developed yet. It furthermore might not help me at this point because while I've received a vaccine, my family members here have not. I'm a teacher, so I was prioritized to receive the vaccine. My wife and children have not yet received it, so they would not be able to get a vaccine passport. I'm hoping at some point they'll be able to, but for now, a vaccine passport would not help me travel very much. So I'm hoping something will come up soon that allows me to travel back home and visit the US. But in the meantime, I'll just keep enjoying my time here in China and try to get as much enjoyment out of my Shanghai Disneyland annual pass as long as I have to stay here in China. Speaking of enjoying stuff, I hope you enjoyed this little update about how things are going in China during this pandemic and a possible projection of what may be coming in the near future. If you did enjoy this and you want to hear more about my life in China, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.